What's up, people? How are you? This is this is Jake bringing you another new video for you. This one, so thought of doing something new that I haven't done before. So I thought I'd send a shout out to some of the stars whose performances and their work inspired me to pursue stand-up comedy and acting. So, so this one's called Celebrities, Comedians, and YouTubers Shout Out. If you're, for those of you who are new to this, there's a subscribe button down there to your right and to the right. You'll see a subscribe button. Click it. If you ever feel like subscribing to this channel, and I might even post this on social media. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've wrote down some names of actors and comedians and YouTubers whose work has inspired me to pursue what I'm passionate about, which is stand-up comedy, acting. So I'm gonna get to each name on the list, and I don't know, maybe I'll throw in some 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 impressions or depends on depending on which ones I want to do. So, y'all ready? So, how about we go ahead and get into this? So this is a pretty long list. This is a pretty long list of all the celebs, comedians, and YouTubers whose performances that put some inspiration like inside me or something. Okay, I'm gonna get to these actors and these singers first. I apologize if I'm talking like this. If I'm talking like this, my bad. I'm trying to do my best of talking so you guys can hear, me. It's a go time. Okay, so this first one. Okay, so this first name I got here is Anna Golia. She's from she starred as Zoe in Degrassi. Next Class as Zoe. And she also is a singer and dancer. And yes, I have seen her music videos, and I've seen her I've seen her on Degrassi Next Class as Zoe, and she did an awesome job on that. Plus, and she sings and it's plus. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. She's great at singing. She's a great dancer. And and let's see. I wrote about Anna, your talent and energy on Degrassi Next Class and your music are truly inspiring, and I'm happy about. I'm so happy about being a fan of yours. You're you're an amazing actress and singer. Nice. One one of the songs that I've listened to is Glass, and another one is Girl in the Mirror. Another true facts. So next actor, let's get to Scarlett Johansson, who starred as Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. Awesome. Awesome superhero. Awesome superhero. To Scarlett. You're Scarlett, you're acting as Black Widow in the Marvel movies, including Avengers, is super incredible and is a huge inspiration to me. But you know, I've seen, I've seen, I have seen videos of Scarlett and Florence Pugh going, well, basically fighting against one another in the movie Black Widow. Scarlett, who played Natasha, and Florence, who played Yelena. I was watching this one clip, and their characters were fighting one another. Were fighting one another. I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. I thought it. I thought it was. I thought it was I thought it was a good fight scene. You know what I mean? Let's see who's next. I think I'll go with. I think I'll go with Brie Larson next, who played Carol, aka Captain Marvel, in excuse me, in Captain Marvel, the Marvels, and I believe she also starred in Lessons in Chemistry. I've heard it. And yes, I have heard of that. And she's all and I've just found out she's gonna be starring as Rosalina in the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. Hmm? Hmm? Which which is really awesome. Hmm? Which is really awesome because I can't wait. I can't wait to see the movie when it comes out in April. And here's a here's a fun fact. I did go see the Super Mario Brothers movie in theaters. There's shout out to the cast, including Chris Pratt and Jack Black. And I've been a I've been a big fan of Super Mario and Nintendo ever since I was in elementary school, which is about over like over 28 years ago, maybe over two, or maybe 20, maybe 28 and a half years. Hmm. Speaking of which, shout out to the shout out to the cast of the Super Mario Brothers movie and the Super Mario Galaxy movie, including you, Brie Larson. I got this, and I wear this every day when I go out. And and fun story, like like a couple of years ago, I was flying with my mom to Chicago because we were going to go to Indiana. And as I was walking out, as I was walking out the door, where my aunt Kathy was going to be popping up at, two guys saw me wearing this in this Super Mario outfit, and they were like Mario, and I turn around and I'm like, hey, I didn't know I have such a fan base, something like that, but it's true. Another thing I like, another thing I like to show you. Hang on one second. Guess who found this at Walmart? At Walmart. See that? You see that cast of the Super Mario Brothers movie? Guess who? Guess who got this? I did. I found it. Now who's gonna stop me? Uh, Thought I'd throw in a impression for you. Hmm. Wonder if I should do a little Super Mario impression for you. Hmm. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Oh wait, I just did. So, shout out to the cast of the Super Mario Brothers movie and Super Mario Galaxy movie. Hope you liked it. Oh, and when I think of Brie Larson, hmm, hmm, you know, you know, I just, I found out like a couple days ago, like a while ago, that it turns out I was born in 1989, and guess who else? Brie Larson. Turns out, turns out her birthday's October 1st, which I which I found out by Facebook, that Brie Larson was also born in 1989. But guess how many days apart after my birthday, which is September 7th. Brie Larson, born October 1st, 1989. 24 days after mine. You believe that? Yeah. Yeah. I thought I couldn't believe it, but it is, but it's true. It's true. I was born September 7th, 1989. Brie Larson born in 1989 also. She's born October 1st, just 24 days after my birthday. And she and she's and she's also a fan of Nintendo, as well as I am. I'm like, wow. That is amazing. So Brie Larson, I hope you watch this. So next up, let's get to this first comedian, Steve Harvey, who's a comedy legend, and I like watching Family Feud and Celebrity Family Feud every night. Oh yeah, I watch Family Feud every night, and also Celebrity Family Feud every night. So, so Steve Harvey, I like watching Family Feud every night, and you're an awesome game show host and comedian. So keep up the great work on it. On Family Feud. So next up, Taylor Momsen, who is a singer and used to be on Gossip Girl, and she also did How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I saw a video of her and Jim Carrey reuniting 25 years later after the Grinch. I'm like, I did not see that coming. So, alrighty then. Thought I'd throw in a little Jim Carrey impression with that. Anyway, Taylor Momsen, if you're and the Pretty Reckless, if you guys are watching this, I like listening to your music, and I'm really inspired by your creativity and your music. So y'all keep rocking on. Okay, next. Let's see. Winona Ryder, who starred as Lydia in the Beetlejuice movies. Great job. Oh, speaking of Beetlejuice, I did go see Beetlejuice on my birthday, which is over, which is like which is like couple like last year on September 7th. September 7th, which is last year. How do I? And it turns out my stepdad and my two younger brothers were the culprits behind why I ended up at the movie theater, because they took me there. So, Winona, great work, great work playing Lydia. Okay, next up. We got two YouTubers, Rosanna Pansino and iJustine. Ro does. I've seen Rose baking videos, and one of the and some of the coolest videos I've seen is Rosanna baking a Princess Peach castle cake, which is super awesome, and I love that video. And another few videos I liked on Rose channel were the Never Have I Ever Sister Edition, and I've also liked watching the video of Ro, Justine, and Mo. Ro and Mo, short for Rosanna and Molly. Turns out they were in this one place in the container store where they did the hide and seek challenge. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyway, the hide and seek challenge they did was so cool. So anyway, another video on Rose channel that I like seeing it was the 24 hours pregnant challenge, which is featured on Rosanna's channel. And so y'all go. So if you ever want to watch it, if you ever want to watch it, check it out on her channel. It's Rosanna Pansino. So Rosanna and Justine, you're two of the coolest YouTubers I've watched on YouTube. So I'd like to thank both of you for being great role models to me. So next up, next we have comedians Sal, Brian, Q, and Joe, who do Impractical Jokers, which I watch every day that they're on. And and I think my inspiration for pursuing stand-up comedy came from those guys, and also the king of roast jokes, Jeff Ross, the roast master general. Oh my god, I like his roast jokes. I watch videos of him roasting people. And I've also seen him roasting Bruce Willis and his daughters on the Comedy Central roast of Bruce Willis, and I was like, dude, really? and and this one and Jeff was like it's like telling rumor Scout and Tallulah that wait, hold on, let me rephrase that. He was telling Bruce Willis that his whole family looks like all the villains killed off in the Die Hard movies, and I laughed. Like that was funny. Right, so Jeff, so Jeff Ross, you're a great roast master. You're a great roast master. And Sal, Q, Murr, Joe, you guys are awesome on Impractical Jokers. Thanks for bringing the laughs, and keep bringing the laughs. Next up is next we have Whitney Cummings, who's on funny, who I've seen on a Funny You Should Ask. She's a funny comedian, and and she's one of the comedians whose comedy work inspired me to pursue stand up comedy. So Whitney, you're an awesome comedian. Great job. Great job. So next up I want to talk about is Ron White, Billingall, and Jeff Foxworthy of the Blue Collar Comedy Tour alongside Larry the Cable Guy. Jeff does the "You Might Be a Redneck" jokes. Ron, who is known for something like, "Yeah, they call me Tater Salad." I've heard it in the first Blue Collar Comedy Tour movie. I've seen all three, plus Blue Collar TV. I liked it. And speaking of, in Billingall, he does the "Here's Your Sign" jokes. And I want to try one out. And so a couple of days ago, I was at the library, and one of the ladies who works there was looking for some Scooby-Doo movies, but there is none on the shelf. Ghosted. So one of our coworkers asked me, and she was like, I was like, she was like, did somebody ghost Heidi? And I'm like, Scooby-Doo did. Here's your sign. Here's your sign. That's pretty funny to some of the people that work behind the desk or counter. So, sorry, I'm trying to do my best in this video. Another comedian is named Tony Hinchcliffe. I was on YouTube, and I watch his comedy show is called Kill Tony, which is on YouTube. If you don't know what it is, just check it out. It's a comedy show. He's on a panel. He's not on a panel, and he's got a couple of people alongside on the same panel desk. And there's Red Band, and there's like two other like special guests in that joins him on the panel. Among those are Whitney, Ron White, who have been on the show before. There's also names that have been on this show like before, like Tony Hawk, and of course Howie Mandel, and also Sal. So Tony, so Tony Hinchcliffe, awesome show, dude. There's next one up is actress Florence Pugh, who starred in We Live in Time and Black Widow. Black Widow, which I talked about a little earlier in this video. In in case you're wondering. So Florence, you're you're a great actress. Great job in Black Widow and We Live in Time. Next up are Travis Pastrana, Jolene Van Vliet, and Streetblock Tommy of Nitro Circus. I've watched Nitro Circus for a long time, and they do some awesome stunts on a show, like there's foam pit. There's also something like they like going on this ramp and launching off of it and diving a few feet and feet down into water. And I'm watching this one video where they go down this ramp and then jump off, and unfortunately Jolene landed somewhere you for those of you who try to do something like this, you do not want to land flat on your back. Yep. Jolene Van Vliet was launched off this one ramp. And she landed on her back. That's a bad idea. I think she ended up getting hurt, but she's okay. And also I've been commenting on Street Bike Tommy's posts on Instagram about being featured on ridiculousness, and what's surprising is the fact that I've been getting likes on Instagram, which is pretty cool. So Jolene, Travis, Street Bike Tommy, you guys are super awesome on Nitro Circus, and I love Nitro Circus. Next one up, we got Hailstorm, which is a band that I listen to. So Hailstorm, your music is amazing, and it's part of my playlist. Keep rocking. That's pretty good. Okay, next one up is Rumor, Scout, Tallulah, and Bruce Willis, and Demi Moore, which is a super awesome family. And Rumor, Bruce, and Demi have done a lot of acting over the years, and I was watching Scout Willis was music videos, and I was watching her singing this one music video, You know, I'll have to try to remember what it was, but she has a great voice, and she sings great, and also I want to also congratulate Rumor Rumor Willis on becoming becoming a mother to her daughter Luetta. So rumor it so rumor if you're watching this, congratulations. And in speaking of Tallulah, I was watching a video, on YouTube, and and she was talking about her autism diagnosis at 29, and I was like, wow, autism. That sound from. Does that ring a bell? Does that ring any bells? Hmm, it should. Because seeing that video along with this one person who was on Survivor named Eva Erickson, who was on Survivor 48, and she was talking about her autism diagnosis, and I'm just amazed by that story. So so thanks for sharing. And and anyway, to to Rumor and her family, you guys are super awesome. And also, and next one up is Mila is the stars of Mila. I mean, okay, the stars of Resident the Resident Evil movies, which I've got about every one of those Resident Evil movies that Mila Jovovich and Ellie Larder have been in. And yes, I have every one of the Resident Evil movies that Mila Jovovich has starred in, including the final chapter. So Mila Jovovich and Ali Larder, great job in the Resident Evil movies. Okay, page. Like I said, pretty long list. Okay, next up is the stars of Descendants movies, and I'm talking 1, 2, and 3. Uh, to the stars of Descendants 2 and Descendants 3. Those movies brought so much inspiration to me, and so I want to thank the stars like Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson for making those movies unforgettable. And yes, I've seen every one of them. It's true. Anyway, so next, okay, next up, Catherine Newton. I didn't know who Catherine Newton was until I saw Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and when I see her, I'm like, who is she? Hmm. It took it pretty much took me a while, basically the entire movie, to find out who she was. Who she was. So, so so I waited till the cast until the part where the cast pops up and who she played, and Catherine Newton played Lucy, and, I was like, ah, there she is. So that's when I figured it out. I've also seen Catherine Newton in movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and I've also watched Little Women where she was in, and and I think Catherine Newton did a great job in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, Little Women, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So I want to thank her for being such a amazing role model, and I'm proud of Catherine Newton for her work in those movies, and her acting has inspired me to pursue acting. So thank you. Also, let's see. Next up, Catherine McNamara. Uh, Catherine McNamara starred in Shadowhunters, Arrow. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? And she also starred in Walker Independence, where she played Abby. And yes, I have seen Walker Independence. And and Catherine did awesome in that show, and her roles as her roles on Arrow, Shadowhunters, Walker Independence is amazing, and it's inspired me to pursue my dreams of acting and stand-up comedy. And I want to say I'm happy about being a fan of her acting work. So great. So keep up with the great work, Catherine. Next up, okay. Next up is one of the stars of the Transporter, the Expendables, Crank. His name's Jason Statham. I've seen him in the Transporter movies, Crank 2, High Voltage, and did I men and I should mention I have the Transporter movies and the Expendables 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. I have not got number 2 yet. Glad I can rephrase that. Anyway, 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 Jason. Anyway, Jason Statham. You're you're an awesome actor, and I like watching you kick butt on screen. So I want to congratulate you on your acting work. Great job. Okay, next up. This might be the last one. Might be the last name on the list of those I want to send a shout out to. This one, Hugh Jackman, who starred as Wolverine in the X-Men movies. And I liked watching him in the X-Men movies, and he plays Wolverine in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, I have not seen that yet, but I plan to at some point. So Hugh Jack, so Hugh Jackman, great job at playing Logan and Wolverine in the X-Men movies. Great work, dude. And also I'm super I'm also super grateful for the inspiration from comedians like Jeff Ross, Whitney Cummings, and also Q, Sal, Joe, Murr from Impractical Jokers, and actors like Catherine Newton, Catherine McNamara, Ali Larder, and Mila Jovovich, and all other actors like Jason Statham, Hugh Jackman, Chris Pratt. And their 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 acting and comedy have ins- inspired me so much to pursue acting and stand-up comedy. Comedy. I'm going pursuing hold on, pursuing stand-up comedy and acting. Who do I look up to? Hmm. I'm I'm thinking. I'm thinking stars like Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, Chris Pratt, Catherine McNamara, Jason Statham, Hugh Jackman, Mila Jovovich, Brie Larson. So so I want to and to every and to every one of you superstars, comedians, actors, YouTubers like Rosanna Pansino and I Justine. If y'all are out there, so anyway, and yes, I am talking about so Anna Golia, Taylor Momsen, The Pretty Reckless, Scarlett Johansson, Rosanna Pansino, I Justine, Steve Harvey, Brie Larson, Winona Ryder, Jeff Ross, Sal Volcano, Larry, Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, Ron White, James Murray, Whitney Cummings, Tony Hinchcliffe, Florence Pugh, Travis Pastrana, Jolene Van Vute, if I'm pronouncing that right, Street Bike Tommy of the Nitro Circus, Hailstorm, Mila Jovovich, Ali Larder, and Rumor Willis and her family, including Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, Catherine Newton, Catherine McNamara, the stars of the first three Descendants movies, and Jason Statham and Hugh Jackman. If y'all are if y'all watch this, I hope you like this shout out video. Excuse me. So I wanna thank all of you for your amazing work out there, and your awesome work has inspired me so much to pursue stand-up comedy and acting. So So thank you for the thank so I thank all of you for inspiring me so much. So much. This shout out video is for all of you guys. For all of you actors, comedians, and YouTubers and singers and bands who are watching this. Watching this. This is for all of you. Okay. Okay. So okay, that's okay, that's gonna this gonna be the end of the video. That was me sending a shout out to the actors and bands, actors, comedians, YouTubers, and bands that I want to send a shout out to, whose work have inspired me so much. So if y'all feel like it, you can leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. I'm Jake the Snake Patterson. I will make another videos soon. So I will see you guys later. Later.